What's up guys, it's Jack here again with another video, and in this video I want to give you 10 tips on how to flip houses. So I've been looking into property and researching this particular strategy for a couple of years now. I'm currently in the middle of a flip project myself. That should be going onto the market very, very soon, and I'm definitely going to make a video about that. I've also got another property that I'm looking to purchase very, very soon in the northwest, which is very exciting, and I will reveal more about that later on. But having looked into it for so long and be in the process of doing one myself, I thought I would give you 10 tips on how to invest by flipping properties and to do flipping properties a bit more efficiently. This is not going to be a fully comprehensive everything you need to know. It's just going to be 10 things that I would have appreciated knowing before getting started flipping houses. So if that's you, if you're sat there thinking, I want to start flipping houses, but I want to kind of know a bit more about it, then these tips are for you guys. Even if you've done a couple of flips yourself, you may know a lot of these already, but it's just helpful, I just think, to learn as much as possible. So, my 10 tips for flipping houses. And the first one is due diligence. Due diligence is so key. If you don't know your numbers, then you're in big trouble. And if the numbers are bad, the deal is bad, okay? It doesn't even matter. If the numbers don't stack, then it's not a good deal. So many people get obsessed with, loads of different things that don't really matter. What matters is the numbers. Do the numbers stack? Okay, an example of due diligence, right, is knowing how much a house is going to sell for. So you need to be able to know and understand how to see what the demand is for selling houses in the area. So how many houses are being sold, how many are sold subject to contract, and what are house prices at the moment in the area that you're looking at within about a quarter mile. This is really important to know, because then you get to have an idea of what the value is. If you buy a house for £150,000, you spend £10,000 doing it up, and it's only actually worth 165 because you didn't actually check, you just assumed that it would go up to 180, 190, 200, and it doesn't. If houses are only going for 165, then that's kind of the max that you're going to get for it. So you either need to massively get that below market value, that 150, or move on to the next deal. So due diligence is so key before even putting an offer in on a property. Number 2, get your finances in place before you even get a deal. Now, I know that a lot of people, a lot of lenders and brokers will not be able to actually get you a secured deal from a lender or with a mortgage or anything like that before you actually get a solid concrete deal in place. But to at least have a conversation with a broker to know exactly how much you're able to borrow, because if it comes to it and you end up going and finding a house and you can only borrow a certain amount of money and you end up not being able to buy the property, well, you've just wasted your time, your money, your efforts, and also other people's time and money. So just know exactly what your financial situation is. If you're going to buy cash, great, get the cash ready to go. If you need to get a mortgage or you need to get a bridging loan or something like that, just make sure that you can definitely get that before progressing and looking at particular properties. Number 3, I've mentioned this in a couple of videos recently actually, because it is so important, and it is to know your exit strategy or strategies. Okay, if I'm looking to buy a house to flip, I need to at least have 2 solid exit strategies. What are exit strategies? Okay, so it's how you actually complete the deal and almost end the project, okay? The main way, obviously, with flipping is to sell the house, okay? That's number 1. You have to make sure that you are buying a property that is going to sell. It's in a selling market and will sell well and will sell fast. That is key. And then if that doesn't happen, if you put it on the market and it's taking ages to sell and isn't going anywhere, then you need to have a second exit strategy so that, if you can't sell it, you need to have another option in place. That, for me, in my personal situation, is to be able to refinance the property and get a buy-to-let mortgage on it, and then to just rent it out, okay? Those are my 2 main exit strategies. I'll always look for a third if possible, but those are my 2 main exit strategies, so that if one fails, I can always do the other, and I'm safe, I can pay investors back, and it's all good. Number 4, invest with formulas, not feelings. I mentioned this a little bit before, but it really does apply. So many people get caught up with, is it a really nice, has it got a lovely garden? Has it got a garage that we can convert into a study, or I don't know. People get so bogged down with the particulars about what it's like and all the fancy nice things about it, and they spend loads of money on the kitchen because they just really want to and it just feels nice. But if that's not going to actually add value to the house, and if that doesn't really fit in with the area and doesn't really make any difference to whether it sells or for how much it sells for, then there's no point wasting time and money doing it. So just know the spec that you need to get it to and do it to that spec. There's no point going above and beyond spending thousands and thousands of pounds more than you need to just because it feels nice. So invest with formulas, not feelings. Look at the numbers, not at the how nice you feel at the end of the project. Number 5, learn to negotiate really, really well. This is so key. It's something that I've had to learn. It's something that I've had to go on a process of doing, and even practice. I've actually gone to events where I've ended up practicing with people next to me, or going to agents, and I will kind of practice with them. But in a sense, I'm just getting out there and I'm doing it day in and day out, regularly going to viewings, speaking with agents, speaking with owners, and learning to negotiate well. If you can negotiate well, you're much more likely to get a good deal, because you know how to work a conversation really well to get the kind of price that you're looking to get. It's very difficult to get below market value without being good at negotiation. So get good at negotiation. The 6th point that I want to make, and it kind of follows on from the last point, is get direct to vendor. Okay, get directly in front of the person who owns the property, the decision maker. Now, I know loads of people keep saying, yeah, there are deals to be found on Rightmove, and you can, get good deals on Rightmove and through agents. And yes, you can. You definitely can. But in my personal opinion, the way you can get the best deals with the most amount of profit is to actually get in front of the vendor, the person who owns the property. Number 7, this is a bit more of like just general business practice. I think it's just really good. Be someone of value. Okay, look for a situation where you can provide value to somebody. I'm going to give you an example. I'm currently in conversations with somebody who has had somebody currently pass away. Their parents have passed away, and so they're the son, they're looking to sell the house, and realistically they could do the work, and I've even said to them, why don't you do the work and either rent it out or sell it on. You could keep it in the family, and I've given them those options, and they've just said, no, I honestly, I don't even want a lot for it. I just want it to go, and I want it to go fast. So I was then able to put in an offer that was really generous for them, but really good for me as well. And it worked for both parties. They were so happy with it. They were over the moon, and they accepted the offer. And now it looks like we're moving forward with the offer. But the point I'm making there is that I saw an opportunity to add value, because they wanted that house to go. They didn't really care how much they got for it. They didn't need the money. They just wanted that headache out of their life. And so I was able to come up with a solution where I was able to buy cash and move quickly. And so that is what we're doing. So look to be someone of value, where you can add value to a situation, not just going and being money grabbing and trying to take money from people or cheat people out of a decent property and just offer rock bottom prices just because it gets you more profit. Look for a situation where you can add value. I could have really put that price way down. My offer could have been way below, and I could have been really stubborn and stuck with it, and he probably would have still gone with me and gone with that offer. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to add value to him and have every party, every person involved in the transaction to be able to come out on top and say they got a great deal. So be someone of value. Number 8 is get a schedule of works from your builder from the beginning. This is just really helpful because it means that you can see along the whole refurb process at what point should the builder have completed on a specific job or task, when should things be done by, and it just means that you get to keep track of everything a lot easier. So yeah, it's just a quick tip that I would really recommend. Get a schedule of works in place so that you know what's happening when, and you can kind of then measure progress and kind of a successful refurb based on the timings that they give you. Number 9 is know who is doing what, who has what role, and make it really, really clear. Okay, this can apply to whether you are working with a joint venture partner, whether you have an investor, and you can speak to them and say, okay, you put this money into this deal, I'll do the work, and we'll split the money at the end. That's great. But if in their head the investor's thinking, well, I want to have a bit of an oversight of the builder, and I want to have a bit of input into what the kitchen looks like, and you're thinking, well, no, I said I was going to do the work, and then it just becomes a little bit blurry, and lines just get crossed. So I'd really recommend be really, really clear in who is doing what role from the start, and if you need to, put it in a contract, put it in heads of terms, really clear who is doing what role, so that there's no overlap and any confusion in the whole process. Number 10 is choose your team wisely. By that I'm talking about power team, your builders, your mortgage broker, your accountants, solicitors. Okay, I'm not saying everybody does this, but some people will charge way more than they actually need to for specific services. So just know roughly what you should be paying for different things, and make sure that you're not getting taken advantage of when it comes to costs. Also, in terms of efficiency as well, if your solicitor is super slow, I was speaking to somebody actually on Facebook not too long ago who was saying that it's taken them months and months and months just to get a mortgage, I think it was, and they were like, every time they try and call the mortgage company, every time they call the broker, sorry, they weren't getting through to anybody. They said they'd call them back, and they were just palming them off, and I was like, it's just getting a simple just bin them and move on to somebody else. So your power team is the bread and butter and helps you to move your business forward effectively. And if you've got a weak power team, then you need to get some new people in the power team, okay? So just make sure that you pick your team really wisely. Look, I hope this video has been really helpful for you guys. It's just a few tips that I've thought of that I think could be really valuable to people when they are looking at getting into flipping houses. So I hope it's been helpful for you. If it has, make sure that you click the subscribe button and the bell notification as well, so that you don't miss an upload. Make sure you click the thumbs up button, and any questions that you have, drop them in the comments, because I actually respond to every single comment that is ever posted on my YouTube channel. I'm quite proud of that, and I'm going to try and keep going as much as possible. So if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, opinions, drop them in the comments below, or any tips as well. If you flip houses and you have any tips, drop them in the comments. It'd be great to kind of learn from each other and grow together in our understanding of flipping houses. But anyway, I hope the video's been really helpful for you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.